politics can feel really pointless. I know that feeling. You have to do, but instead you're on TikTok at 3 a.m. arguing with some stranger about politics, or you spend hours researching things that are realistically not going to make a difference in your life. So you try to take politics a little bit less seriously and you try to make a hobby out of it. But then you realize in your head, holy shit, politics are actually serious. I can't just treat it as a hobby. That is fucking privileged as fuck. Like, how can you say it's a hobby when there's a bunch of people that are actually affected by politics every single day? So you lock in, you get serious about your politics, and you realize you've wasted even more time, because what difference did you make by caring? What difference did you make by changing your bio or changing your profile picture? Absolutely nothing. As an individual, you feel powerless. Your vote, your tweet, your donation, your fucking protest, it feels insignificant. If you don't show up to a protest, there's going to be other people doing that protest. So why would you, in your life, right, in your life that demands your attention, work, bills, relationships, you got so much shit to do, why would you take time out of your busy day to go show up at some fucking protest? And it's not going to do anything. Even if everybody shows up as a unit, and you guys do the little peaceful protesting, right? What difference is that going to make? We all kind of feel like our protests, our peaceful protests, don't really change anything. Like, if you look at ICE, for example, right? I hate ICE. If you look at my YouTube, my last video was literally 29 minutes of me talking about how Trump is fucking America in the butt. And the Republicans in the US are basically saying either you conform and you peacefully protest, or you're going to get shot in the face. And guess what? We're giving everybody full immunity. That ends up shooting you in the face. So if you're going to protest, you better sit in the corner quiet like a good boy and protest that way. But we all know that shit ain't doing shit. You got to overthrow the government. You got to shed some blood. I'm not trying to motivate people to commit, domestic terrorist acts or anything. But it's usually like brute force and leverage, real leverage, that actually changes anything. These little peaceful protests, they don't do shit. And if peaceful protests don't do shit, then your profile picture, your BLM black screen profile picture, damn sure ain't doing nothing. It feels symbolic to you. You get to show everybody your morals, values, and ethics, but it doesn't change anything. Especially when things are happening very far away from your country. Like, I live in Europe. Realistically, what are my YouTube videos going to do about ICE? Nothing. So that can feel like a waste of time. So why am I even doing this? For one, I know myself. I find myself researching these things anyways and having an opinion to these things anyways. So why not just share them with the world? It's easy. Just press a fucking button and record. And the second thing is, I want to give myself a chance to get compensated for this, because we all know YouTube pays you money, right? If you're able to build a following, you can monetize that. So I'm not faking my political stances and my opinions to get money, but I'm saying I have these opinions anyways. Why not try to get paid for them? Because that would kind of put a band-aid on this injury that I've had for a while, this injury to my ego, because my ego is like, oh my God, like, I'm doing all of this and it's not changing shit. Like, and especially in this culture nowadays with, hustle culture and, you gotta grind, you gotta be on your grind. You can actually feel like a fucking loser for being into these things, and you're not actually changing lives, and you're not actually monetizing it, and you're not getting views, and you're just sitting there and just yapping, or you have your political comrades and you guys are just, in a circle jerk constantly. That can make you feel like a loser because you're not getting no money, you're not doing anything. And then there's people that come out of the woodworks and they're like, yo, do something with your life. Like, politics are for losers, You start talking like they're fucking like they're fucking chads or something. Like, dude, like, go to the gym, dude. Like, build your life as a man. You don't want that hot bitch in a Ferrari, then you better get to it, bro. This politics bullshit is not gonna do anything. And you know what's the worst? The fucking centrists. Oh my God, let me not even get started, because then this whole video is gonna be about fucking centrists, quote unquote centrists. By the way, centrists do not exist. They're like It's not about left or right. You know, both sides are actually kind of bad. That's why I don't even care about politics. Oh my God. That is wrong on so many levels. I can make a whole another video talking about these quote unquote centrists. But anyways, you get flooded with all of these opinions and all of these people making you feel even more useless, even more small, tiny, and insignificant. And then it makes you not even want to engage with politics anymore. But here's the thing. When everybody starts to think like that, and especially, individualism is on the rise, people are just starting to not give a fuck about anything except, their life, and they're just becoming workaholics, Sigma grind culture. They don't care. And then there's the whole anti-intellectualism and the rise of, conservatism. So basically what you have is a bunch of idiots, and these idiots need to be stopped. And if everybody starts to distance themselves from politics, then who's going to be governing? Who's going to make decisions? That's why I always want people who are educated, who actually write research papers, who actually know what the fuck they're talking about, to get more screen time. Dude, look at America right now. Look at this fucking stupid Piers Morgan show where he just brings the biggest fucking idiots and bigots. Like, he has this white woman, this dumb blonde bitch who says the N-word and says the dumbest shit and just sits there sucking off Trump, even though it looks like there is not a thought behind her eyes. And he brings on fucking Nick Fuentes, this little loser Mexican who thinks he's a white supremacist. And then you have Andrew Tate, who doesn't know shit about politics, but he's just happy that conservatives bailed him out of jail or whatever, so he just keeps sucking their cock. So we actually need people that are credible, people who have degrees, people who do research papers, people who are well read, well spoken, people with decorum to step up and make a difference. Because believe it or not, individual action does add up. So if you know your shit and you feel like you're destined for it, then go pursue politics. You have the chance to make the world a better place. You have the chance to challenge the status quo. But that is not going to be everybody, because not everybody is going to seriously pursue politics. But I think everybody should have a baseline level of education so that they at least understand how politics shape their lives, because politics shape everybody's lives, whether, through laws, through school, through healthcare, through jobs. Your life is always affected by the politics of wherever you live. But there's people who don't understand that, so they don't vote. And then there's people who have the most surface level knowledge about politics, and they still get to vote, even though they don't really know anything on a deeper level. Like, there's people who are like, oh, I'm Christian, so of course I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he says he's a Christian and he raises the Bible in the air and he says, God bless America. And that's it. And then their vote matters as much as your vote. And it's like, holy shit, that can make somebody feel very insignificant. So I think how we could maybe resolve this issue is by making sure people are more educated before they vote, or not even letting people vote if they don't have a certain level of education. This does not have to be college or whatever, but you should get like a fucking driver's license, a license to be allowed to vote, where you have to pass a test, where you have to understand, for example, the 3 branches of government, the political spectrum of left to right, and how to properly research and fact check things. What is an echo chamber? What is a conspiracy theory? Just the basics. But that is not the world that we live in right now. And therefore, our vote can seem very insignificant. But it is still a vote. And if everybody thinks that way, that can really fuck things up. So just think about it like this. Do what you can. Go vote. And don't dismiss empathy as irrational, right? Some people would think, oh, if something is happening very far away, like for example in Palestine, then having empathy with those people is very irrational because you're not even going to be able to change things. But I don't think dismissing distant suffering is the answer, especially if it doesn't come natural and you have to suppress it. Because I don't know about you, but when I find out or I see certain things, my fucking neighbor is drilling in the wall. Holy shit. Anyways, when I see things like that, I do feel automatically empathetic. Like, it's not just something I can turn off. Like, I just see people suffering and I want there to be justice. It does make me mad too when I see that people are abusing their power. Netanyahu, you dumb cunt. But obviously, I have individual responsibility over my life and I have other shit to do. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do something little. If I feel a lot of emotion and I want to release that emotion, I'm gonna go to a demonstration and demonstrate. If not, then I'm going to leave a comment maybe on a video regarding certain issues with a heart and a Palestine flag. Like, do not lose your humanity. Do not, think about only money, 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 rational, rational, rational. I gotta get paid by the hour and then completely lose your humanity. If you care about an issue, then do something small at least. Somebody asks you about the topic, tell them what your opinion is. Don't let people get away with saying ignorant, false, bigoted, stupid shit at your workspace. And I'm not saying you got to be the number one party pooper, but at least be like, you know what? I don't agree with that. I think this and that. And if you have a platform, especially to those fucking rappers and athletes and blah, blah, blah. I know y'all have people above you who don't want you to get political because, that can ruin a lot of things and brand deals, blah, blah, blah. But speak the fuck up because you actually have more influence than the average person. And all you would have to do is post something. And that's it. I don't think that people have to dedicate their whole lives to politics if they have to manage their own lives. I don't think so. I also don't think that people have to dismiss politics completely and just say, fuck it. Chances are, if you're watching this video, if you watch my YouTube channel or similar creators, you care about the world, you care about politics, and that's fine. Don't let idiots make you feel like that's wrong, but then also make sure you get your shit together in life. It's all about balance. Like, there is a point where it's just too much. Like, if you are unemployed and you're not getting your shit together, you have job applications to fill out, and your ass is sitting there reading philosophy and politics and gathering knowledge and watching your 6th YouTube essay. It's like, bro, get up, take a shower, fucking sign those job applications and do something with your fucking life. But engaging with politics, caring about politics does not make you stupid, because objectively speaking, politics are a very real thing, and I don't think it's a waste of time if you don't let it get too far and disrupt your life. I just think you have to find balance. Just make sure you shower, make sure you have other things in your life going as well.
Like, I genuinely don't understand how people watch this motherfucking embodiment of green aura with flies do the nastiest shit you've ever seen on camera and then think to themselves, you know what? I need to know this motherfucker's opinion.
Just make sure you don't actually do things that are a waste of time. For example, I think arguing with people is a waste of time. A lot of people do not argue in good faith. And they do not want to change their opinions. They're holding on to their opinions and their views for dear life because that is their whole identity. And it's pointless to debate those people. I'm not a fan of debates at all. I think debates are a waste of time. Or at least bad faith debates are a waste of time, where somebody's just looking to constantly dunk on you and get clips for their YouTube and TikTok, and they're making a bunch of fallacious arguments, just trying to rage bait you, stuff like that. Or when you're voicing your opinion to somebody and you realize they are giving you so much resistance, they're not even going to listen to you, they're not going to change their mind, then don't even waste your time. That is a waste of time. But an actual good debate where both sides actually want to know more about the topic and not defend some stupid ideology, and they're actually able to say, oh, you know what? I never considered that. Can we fact check that? Oh, yeah, bro. Wait, let's look it up. Actually, no. You were right. Oh, really? Yeah, damn, man. That is gold when you have what I like to call an intellectual sparring partner. Everything else is a waste of time. Voting, never a waste of time. Leaving a comment, reposting a video, picking up a book here and there, and actually saying something when it matters. Like I said, let's say you're, at some fucking workspace and your coworkers are saying the most vile, stupid shit. Don't be a party pooper. Don't get over emotional, but just tell them what it is. Like, yo, that is not okay. Do you understand the political and the historical context of what you are saying? Like, do you even understand? I don't think that you should be using that word. I don't think that is okay. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, nobody's asking you to become Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, and if that is what you actually want, then go study political science, get deep into it, get into the social media, dedicate your life to it. I have nothing but respect for that, but that is not going to be most people, and most people are simply just gonna need to have balance. That's what it comes down to, balance.